Holy crap! There's 5 different items at the Tokyo Dome to eat, bro.
You got to eat them all.
Well, I'm not gonna be the one there. Now I need Quantal to take the
Oh,
food
I
tour.
guess if you open Diva, you can make Taster. That's it.
True. I didn't even think about that. Caius, I guess too, right? It plays Caius.
Oh,
Right?
it's might is a play no Caius.
No Caius in that, John. Oh, bro, here we go. We got a couple different items. I don't know if you knew about these. Check these out. Go on stream if you want to take a look with me. So we saw the raw glizzy and the obelisk burger.
Oh, it's the Slifer soda.
Yeah, they got a Slifer soda. It just looks like seltzer water, honestly, bro. And then, but
Looks
we
like
got,
shit. Yeah.
but these up here look banging. This looks like a Blue Eyes parfait.
Parfait.
Did they just put like?
You like no parfait?
Did they just Did they just Photoshop a PNG on this marshmallow and said like we'll figure it out when we when we get there? And then they got
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. These look mostly like shit. These look.
At the end of the day, it is convention center food, right? Like it probably is on that same level of it.
The obelisk burger looks about on par with all other convention center food.
Here we go.
The raw dog looks like it will kill you if you eat it.
We got the names for it. Bro, I know people that swear by convention center like the glizzies and also the chicken tenders. People have some like weird attachment to the chicken tenders. Listen to these names.
I guess I've eaten a lot of the chicken tenders, but I've never. They're not good.
No, they're not good. I've
calories.
We learned the secret, and that's to take like Uncrustables. That's like the honest to God best way to do it, bro.
I will be bringing stuff. I've been the way my school schedule works out, I'm there from like 11 a.m. to like 10 p.m. on Thursdays, and I just bring like a big box of food and I just eat through all my classes. I've gotten really good at just putting a bunch of like unrefrigerated food in a sack and eating it. Super excited. Deploy my skills.
You look like a snacker, bro. What's been your go-to snack food?
Oh, I'm a snacker. I like to. There's just like food pantry around me that I give to, and the number one place to go for food pantry food is Dollar Tree because they have the best deals on cans and but the reason I like going to Dollar Tree is they have incredible snacks. I've been really fucking up the Dollar Tree like ho-ho ripoff.
Oh, they have they have like their own generic brand ones?
Yeah, like Dollar Tree brand ho-ho ripoff. Dollar Tree brand Pringles are fucking insane. Dollar Tree brand dehydrated fruit I really like. I like the Dollar Tree brand sugar wafers are actually fucking terrible. I'm shocked they can sell them. I like the Dollar Tree brand. Oh my god, potato sticks.
Potato sticks? Are those just like little potato straws? What the fuck are those?
Yeah, they're like little potato sticks.
Damn, well, you've got an affinity for this Dollar Tree food, bro. Do you even
know
what name brand feels like anymore?
Well, I mean, the thing is, I derive a lot of pleasure, not out of the taste of the food, but out of the bargain that I got. And so for me, a filet mignon may not be as satisfying as a Dollar Tree brand, dollar steak cooked to, perfection.
I would question if you're right about that. Have you tried a Dollar Tree steak? I think you might. I think you should.
No, I have not. I have not made that mistake.
I think you should give it a shot, bro, and then tell us what you think after that.
I'm actually all right.
I've been fucking up Chips
They
Ahoy
also have
recently.
You've been fucking up Chips Ahoy?
Yeah, I get Chips Ahoy and I get me a glass of milk, bro.
Are you on the Chewy grind set?
No, Dan's a huge Chewy fan. I think the Chewy is definitely like actually shit. The Chewy tastes like significantly different, and not in a good way. All right, bro.
You bitch.
I've also been on a cereal kick recently. I've gotten back into cereal, like as a snack as a meal.
I've become a big breakfast guy recently, and I was thinking about making the plunge, getting back into cereal. What do you recommend?
Honestly, Honey Bunches of Oats there's no better cereal. Like I actually just can't think of one that's better. Like maybe Honey Nut Cheerios comes close, but
I burned myself out on Honey Nut Cheerios as a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, I now I'm like, oh, I guess
I got
I used to be voracious.
I got Cocoa Pebbles because I remember I used to like fuck heavy with them. Like I would demolish a box of it, and I've had it like once or
Oh,
twice. But I got that and honeycomb, and I've been eating the honeycomb more.
honeycomb's fun. It's like it's a lot of fun in terms of a cereal, and it's fine. Um, so the I've been basically chasing the high of this one limited edition cereal that was around when I was a kid. That I mean, obviously they stopped making it, and
What is
life
it?
has had no meaning since. It's Rice Krispies, but you remember chocolate Rice Krispies?
Chocolate Cocoa Krispies? Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking?
So it was Cocoa Krispies, but the other half was white chocolate Rice Krispies.
Ooh, wait, that sounds crazy. Wait a minute. What is
Let
this
me see if I
like?
can find
What's it called? Like,
white chocolate Rice Krispies. I don't
I
know how they were allowed to sell this because it's clearly not like legal. Fuck, I'm just the cereal minus bars.
minus bars. Was it like was it Rice Krispie branded?
It was Rice Krispie brand limited editions. Maybe there's like a list of the limited editions and I can find it.
Do you remember
This
when
is gonna
Trix used
fucking
to have like
my
distinct shapes to them? Trix
yeah.
cereal? Whatever happened to that? They just made them all balls eventually, didn't they?
I think it's the opposite way around, right?
No, see, this is the new one I was thinking of. Just like the orbs. This is the one that I remember. The six fruity shapes.
Yeah, I remember the fruity shapes. Yeah.
Trying to think of other cereal that I liked. I remember it being a huge deal in my household when Count Chocula came around for the year. And I'm gonna be
Really?
honest, being an adult, it's not that great. I
No, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's
All those
pretty
are
mid.
pretty
And the
bad.
Boo Berry and stuff like that, it's really not as good as
Trying to
like
think, have they made a new cereal that's good? I remember when Crave first came out, that was like a big deal. Like the
um
first new cereal
a
that
lot
could
of
have
the
been good.
cereals that I like are older. Like I remember I liked Oreo O's, and I also
Oh,
liked
Jesus Christ.
the Cinnabon
Cookie
cereal.
Crisp, I remember, was insane
I
when
like
it came
Cookie
out.
Crisp too. I did like Cookie
I,
Crisp.
I I couldn't do the cereals that were just candy though. I
I mean,
liked
as a kid, that's all I would do. Now I'm like I just told you, I like Honey Bunches of Oats. That's not the
you
sexiest
you have
sounding
like a bowl
cereal,
of
but
Cocoa Krispies, you have to go take a nap.
yeah, yeah.
No, I fucked up Frosted Mini Wheats I used to eat a lot.
Oh, I used to actually eat a lot of Raisin Bran. I ate a lot of Raisin Bran Crunch, and I would
I remember as a child being like, "Who would ever eat this?" But there have been times in the last like 2 years where I've been like, "Man, I would kill for
no,
like a
bro. Like actually,
bowl of Raisin
my
Bran."
dad taught me this. I get Raisin Bran Crunch, and then I put an extra
Uh-huh.
scoop of sugar on it, like a whole ass spoonful
Oh
of it,
my
bro.
god,
Is that
dog!
bad? Is that weird? Is that weird? I don't.
It's
Susu
already
was making
covered
fun of
in
me for that.
sugar.
Well, let me tell you, it took the flavor up to a 20. The milk was sweet, and I was like, this is the way to go. Look at that. That's the best cereal. Oreos. O's.
I can't believe I'm not going to be able to find it. It was a mountain, and on the mountain, half of the mountain was black and half of the mountain was white. It was like segregated. Fuck.
It was
Not
like
anymore.
segregated.
List of limited edition Rice Krispies cereal. God.
You know
Oh,
what?
these are
We're
just
talking about limited edition cereal. You want to know what actually was the real things? Limited edition Pop Tarts, bro. There were some really good Pop Tarts that were around.
What is your second favorite Pop Tart? Because your first favorite Pop Tart, I mean, has got to be like the wild berry one, right?
You would think, actually, Wild Berry as a kid was my all-time favorite, the GOAT.
Yeah.
As an adult, bro, it's back to boring. Like I like brown sugar cinnamon. Like actually, no joke. Like that one, the frosted
problem
brown
is-
sugar cinnamon is goated.
The problem is when you become an adult, it's like I can't do this much sugar, man.
Yeah. Okay, the
You know
one
what
thing I will say I will never understand is people that eat unfrosted Pop Tarts. That's just like
Those are disgusting.
that's actually illegal. Like I know my mom eats
Eat a
unfrosted cherry.
toaster strudel.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's the better version. Oh my god. No, I've been getting back into breakfast. I've been getting into chobani. I've been doing yogurts.
Ooh, a little bit of the
Been doing
Greek
cottage
yogurt.
cheese, berries.
Oh, damn. Okay, you're really into it then. When do you typically get up to start your day? Is it around breakfast time?
Oh,
I don't
I don't
start
want
like
to say
anywhere
that
near
shit.
it. No, it's
It's
embarrassing for me, bro. I've been starting my day at around like 2. Like I go to bed
okay.
like
That's not where I am yet.
no, I'm
Um,
real bad. I'm up until like 6 a.m. a lot of the nights. It's tough.
no, it's Wow, that's insane. I'm making an effort to be in bed like at 1:30, but realistically, I usually get in bed sometime between 2 and 2:30.
Hmm.
And if left to my own devices, I will sleep till like 11:30,
Hmm.
which seems like unhealthy. Like you probably shouldn't get 9.5 hours of sleep. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I try to get up at like 10ish. I'm not great at it, but man, I think back to when I was working and I was like, how on earth was I ever getting up at like 6 every day?
Me, I think of the same thing. I think it's like a routine thing though. Like I think about like when I worked my job at the card shop and getting up early to get, like drive to that. And I enjoyed it. It's like one of those things that I think once you get used to it or once you make yourself used to it, it's something you don't really like actually hate doing anymore. But like
Yeah.
for school, like I was required to get up at like 7 every
Oh
day,
my god.
and it sucked. But like since I was doing it every day, it's like I'm not like different to it. You know, I had to get up early to do symphonic band. Yeah, you didn't do band, right? You did. What did you do in school?
I did orchestra. You got it. Wait, chat found it.
Somebody
Creative.
found it.
This is it. Cocoa Krispies Choconilla. This is it.
That's it. The Choconilla. Reviewed
Holy
by
shit.
Mr. Breakfast in 2007. Okay, thank you,
He
Mr.
didn't like it.
Breakfast.
He's a fucking Mr. Breakfast is a
Yeah,
fucking
Mr.
hack.
Breakfast says it was shit, bro.
Mr. Breakfast is shit. That's what I
Dude,
gotta say.
there's people. Look, there's people just like you commenting 2020. This was 4 years ago.
Please.
He said, "I never had the chance to eat this cereal. I want it to be reintroduced."
This was the best cereal ever.
I'm so emo about
it.
it being gone.
Me too.
Damn.
Oh my god.
What else
Okay,
does Mr. Breakfast say? What's his newest review? Breakfast blog.
You could not pay me to hear more of Mr. Breakfast's disgusting opinions. uh, no, I did orchestra growing up, but I would I would get up real early for this was an insane thing that we did. Um, our school would do like a musical every other year and then a play in the interim. Musical, the person who directed it was like insane. The very like good way. He was great. Um, but he was an absolutely crazy person, and one of the things he did is he was like, these kids are they're not fit enough for a musical.
Mhm.
Like they're not going to be able to like jump around and sing at the same time. So if you were in the musical and it was like 100 kids in it, you'd have to come in at 5 a.m. and we would uh basically go in the auditorium and run up and down stairs for an hour, like until we threw up. And it was really, I was like, this seems like a lot, but I mean, we
Wait,
were all like in the
what was
best
this?
shape of our
What was this
lives.
for again? You said this was for
Musical.
musical. Bro,
Yeah.
what? I imagine
It's
I could
wild.
imagine getting that kind of treatment or like something like that for like marching band. But for the musical, they said these
Well, yeah, you got to
fatties.
jump around and sing in costume. And he was like, I'm
These
not going to let you all
fatties.
be bad at it. Like,
Damn, well that's kind of based actually. Let's go. Got you moving.
yeah, but it was in high school. So, like, then we just stank the entire day because there weren't musical showers.
Hmm.
So, like, we would just be like, I hope we have fucking gym at an early hour. We can take a shower or something.
I remember for me, I was in both like I was in marching band and I also did like symphonic band, which is like the higher level of like the regular band that everybody could be in. Like the one that does I guess competitions and stuff they would go to. And we had to go into school early every day, like an hour and a half early every single day for the entire year every year. And that was miserable. That was both for marching band and then also symphonic band. So it was just like an all year round thing that I had to like get up early for. I remember our musicals and stuff. I did theater in middle school, and it was always after school is when they did the practices. It was always like a couple hours after school.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, bro,
What was your
I was doing
what was your
shit back
dream role?
then. Me, a dream role.
And
Bro.
when you were a middle schooler.
So in middle school, I still fully hadn't grasped the idea that I can't sing.
Uh,
I was like,
well,
if I put my mind to it, I could do anything, right? I was like, surely I'm able,
in
right?
middle school, it's weird because no one can sing 'cause everyone is going through puberty.
Yeah, for me, I hadn't gone through puberty yet. I need to make that like abundantly clear. I don't think went through it until like freshman year high school or something like that. So I was
They're gonna be
still,
like, it was like 2018.
yeah. So I was still clearly a little baby bitch boy. But I go in super confident. We had our musical for the year was Guys and Dolls. I don't know if you've heard of that
Classic
musical.
middle school.
Amazing. I've watched that a lot of times. I actually really like it. But I was on a hot streak then. I did the play that year and I got like a really good role. It was
What was
what was it? It was Robin the Unlikely Tales of Robin Hood or something like that. Like sort of a Robin Hood parody kind of. And I was
sure?
like a narrator type role, but it was a really big role. So I
Oh,
was like, damn,
no.
I kind of nailed it. I did really good. And I was like, I want to go for like the lead role in Guys and Dolls. I want to go for that. I want to sing and everything. I can do it. And
Yep.
I like totally thought I nailed this audition and I didn't. I fumbled the fuck out of it. And I ended up getting like a role as like a deputy or something like that.
Ah,
But it was back when I cared enough to like actually give a shit. And so I put my all into it. But I remember
oh yeah.
I remember who got cast that year. It was this kid that, oh my God, it was this kid. His name was Brendan, bro. And Brendan, I was saying, I can't sing, Joseph. This guy could barely speak English, bro.
Oh no.
And he got the lead role. And bro, the amount
the
of,
Sinatra character or
yeah,
the
the
other one?
the Sinatra character, yeah.
Oh man.
It was tough, bro. When I tell you some of the musical practices we had to sit through and like he would have like the solo parts he had to go through, like the coaching and like the just the constant like everybody questioned how he got the role. I don't think anybody knew how he got the role to this day, but it was tough, bro. I thought I could have did better. Did you get any lead roles?
That's
Were you a stud back in the day?
yeah. I mean, the go to theater isn't really like bad behavior, but yeah, I remember. Yeah, I mean, uh, I had a lot of really good roles in throughout school, but the funniest one was my uh I would say ooh, my 8th grade year. So right before I went to high school, I was like in the throes of puberty. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I can't really sing very well. Like I just switched octaves basically.
Mhm.
I was like, holy fuck, like my whole baritone range is completely untested. I don't feel good about this at all. And then the musical they did that year was um oh god, what is the name of the I can't believe I can't remember this. Once Upon a Mattress.
Once Upon a
And
Mattress. I have not heard of
yeah,
this.
it's like a send up of like Princess and the Pea. It's like a comedy. But one of the characters in Once Upon a Mattress, it's like this comic relief role, is a king who does not speak. It's like a mime role. And I was
Okay.
like, I'm doing it. And so I like gunned for this role and I got it and I just like got the year off. And I felt super validated because a friend of mine got the like the romantic lead and he was also going through puberty and it was a disaster. Like during the show, he would sing like one verse up an octave and then the next verse down because
Yeah.
like we
Oh,
just didn't know what to do. We were
yeah.
fucking it's like, I'm sorry, man. That's just middle school.
Yeah, it's tough.
No, I did a lot of fun stuff in school. I'm trying to think of like the favorite stuff I was in. We did Drowsy Chaperone way before anyone was doing it, which was really cool. We did. Oh, I was in a bunch of like Shakespeare in college that was super rewarding. Um, I have a big old boner for Shakespeare. I think
Did you
great.
like were you involved in a lot of like school wide events? Did you do stuff with like your class a lot or did you kind of like just stick with your groups?
I mean, we had a big fucking so like I could hang out with all of the kids who were like in like orchestra or like theater or there was like a debate and forensics team or basketball and it would be about 100 different kids every time
Mhm.
and that would be like a quarter of the total school population so
Oh yeah.
like I just like didn't really come into contact with some of the kids of the school, you
Yeah,
know, this is a
my
big
school was
place.
like equally as big. Like our band
Mhm.
was fucking massive. I think it was probably one of the biggest bands in like I want to say like the tri-state area or something. We have a huge band.
That
We
kicks
had
ass.
so it was awesome because like all the cool kids were in band too, right? Like everybody like you would think like the jocks and stuff are kind of split up, but
That's the
some of the
thing. You are kind of sold a bill of goods from like after school specials, but like it turns out in like middle and high school, everyone just kind of does everything.
yeah, like I remember there's this one jock, his name was Justin, and Justin was on the drum line and he also did football. And everybody loved this guy, bro. He was the coolest guy on both sides. But he would make it work. Like he'd play football and then he'd get on the sidelines to do the sideline show. It was the coolest thing to watch him do it.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Ugh,
I also did I
man,
remember one thing in high school I did. I was a really like rambunctious guy. I would do like all these fun things. One year we did something, it was we did what was it? A prom fashion show. And it was for like all the seniors that year. And it was like this silly little fashion show where everyone like dressed up in their suits, but also like all the guys had another like a costume competition or something like that, or like a dress up thing. And we all had to like do different things to try to get votes from everybody else. And it was just the guys. I remember I like shaved my legs bare, bro. And I did a walk as like a winter white girl. For this competition,
funny.
bro. I was doing anything, bro. But I remember I was involved in stuff like that, man. I just like to be like doing stuff. Did you ever do
That's
anything
so
wild
fun.
like that? So drag? No, not drag. I wouldn't say it was drag.
Oh man, I when I was in college, I got this. I was fucking dirt poor, so I studied abroad because I was like, this is my chance to get out of the fucking country, and I'll never have. And I went to England, and while I was there, I took a class on drag, and we did a lot of drag. And man, British people they're so reserved. It's crazy. All their humor is about men dressing up as women, and they were all super nervous to do it. I was like, come on, aren't you guys like? I thought you guys were funny.
Yeah.
No. I don't know. I do think back to kind of my high school and I guess a little bit of my college time, though I feel pretty similar to how I did in college. I think I was done cooking by then. I just wonder how I had that much energy. I'm like
Dude.
constantly like, man, how do I get that type of energy back?
Literally, I was
Like I
just
have the
thinking,
motivation. I just don't. The body is not willing.
yeah, like how do I get myself up to stay awake for essentially a school day again, bro, and be productive in that time frame? I don't know how I did it back then either. Like then like I think of the days like I would get up early for school to do symphonic band, and I would go all the way until like 3 a.m. because I would have like a football game I'd have to go for band and stuff, bro. And I don't know how the fuck I did it. And there were some days where there'd be like a band competition the next day, the Saturday, and I'm just like, where did all the time go? How was I ever able to achieve all that?
I was like, when I think back, I think I was consistently getting like 3.5 hours of sleep a night. And I do have memories of like a couple teachers who would just let me sleep through their classes, but like that shouldn't have made up the difference. And it's
Mhm.
like, when I think about like post college, my first couple jobs, I was sleeping like 4.5, 5 hours a night, right? And that was just because, like I needed work and the stuff I wanted to do all required a huge time commitment. But like now I literally get 11 hours of sleep a night, and I'm like, there's no way. Like, think of all the shit I could be doing.
I don't know, man. I felt like I got better sleep when I was in school, though. Like I was on a
Yeah.
clockwork where I would sleep at night, but like right after school, when I would get home from school, I would take this nap. And bro, I salivate over these naps that I would have after school. That after school nap, I would wake up like all sweaty, maybe 2 hours later, but I'd be like, all right, I'm ready.
Oh,
I'll do whatever
the
tonight
nap
now.
you sweat during.
Those are the best, bro. When I wake up soaked in my own sweat, I know I was running circles in my sleep or something, bro.
It's so crazy. Like in school, I remember thinking, like, you know what I'm gonna remember forever? The first time I had sex, my first kiss. What I remember more than anything else is like a really good nap I took, or like a really good like. I still fucking remember this. There was this one specific time at school that there was this one out of the way bathroom that was just never used, and I took the most rambunctious shits in there. To this day, I've been like, when I go visit my parents, I wonder if I could slip into the fucking high school and just take a shit real quick.
Just experience the thrill again, you know?
Oh man.
Did you when you scheduled your classes all throughout college and stuff, did you ever have like ones where you would start your day at campus? Like, did you stay on campus or were you like a commuter?
Yeah, so right now I'm a commuter, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm an adult. But no, the school I went to, it was almost impossible to be anything but an on-campus student.
Mhm.
It's really like in the middle of nowhere, and it really served me very well. I think it's really important. Well, okay. I talk a lot about like college on stream, but I think more important than like learning anything in college is like it is kind of just like summer camp, and you have to like deal with the fact that you have no structure to your life and it's
Mhm.
on you.
Yeah.
And that's really hard, but a lot easier if you're like integrated with a group of people who are also kind of struggling through it and to keep each other accountable.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was always on campus. Were
Yeah.
you commuting in?
No, I was always on campus.
Okay.
Or just a little bit off campus. But I had it where like I would always do my schedules to where I would have Fridays off. I did it all throughout college where I would have no
Convenient.
classes on Friday. So what I would have to do is I'd have to, of course, like schedule throughout the week, and I would end up scheduling like multiple classes on a day, like throughout the morning, and then I would have like breaks in it. What did you do in between those times? Say, for instance, you had like a class at 9 a.m., right? And then your next class was at like noon. Like you have an hour and a half class or something like that. What do you do with that
The
break?
actual answer is the homework for the class at noon.
You would do that? I would go back, bro, and I would sleep. I would walk back like
There are
15
times when I would
minutes
sleep,
and I
yeah.
would take this like 50-minute nap before my next class. And I don't know how, but I like trained my body to always hit REM sleep as soon as my head hit the
Oh,
pillow after that class, I'm out for like that 50 minutes. But it
when
was
I think
always good.
about like right after college when I was living in New York, I got my body to be able to go into REM sleep in under 5 minutes on the New York City subway.
What?
And like I think back to
That's
that
a
and I'm like,
skill.
how did I do that? I would go to bed at like 1, I'd wake up at like 6, I'd get on the fucking train, and then I would get an extra 90 minutes of REM sleep on the fucking subway. And I was like, if there's ever a terrorist attack, I'll fucking die immediately. But that's just the price you pay.
I'm just thinking like
Man,
nobody ever
now I
interrupted
can't
me.
sleep in my bed.
Yeah, I'm just saying nobody ever interrupted me during those 50 minutes, but I could not imagine how the rest of my day would pan out if I did not get that mid break sleep there, right? Like after my
Oh
first
yeah.
class, I would be a disaster for the rest of the day. Damn.
Uh, Junkyard Bronze in chat. I had the opposite experience. I think the bus is way harder to nap on.
So
Just even though it's like plush seats, it's like, nah, man,
so I
doesn't work for
buses, bro. I use this word a lot for things, but buses intimidate me. I don't like. I don't. I feel like I would like miss my stop and then just get completely lost on a bus.
buses do what?
They intimidate me, bro.
Oh no, they're intimidating. They're the most intimidating type of public transportation for sure. Because it's just like a car that you don't have control over.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not.
For some reason, I just like feel like I would miss my stop or something, and then I would look like a total idiot as I try to like
Oh,
figure out where the hell I am. You know?
let me let me tell a quick tale of a horrifying bus story that happened under a year ago.
Oh,
No, it
let's
must
go.
have been like 18 months ago. It was like, so it was after YCS. I had flown back in, um, and I flew back into the airport, and I was just delirious. It was like 2 in the morning. I don't know why I scheduled this flight at this because it was cheap. And I get to the bus, and there's a green line and a purple line bus at the airport, and I go, that's weird. I don't remember that last time. I thought there was just one bus, but I guess I just got on a bus, so whatever. So I go to one and I'm like, which one's the economy lot? And they go, oh, that's the purple bus. I go, okay. I get on the purple bus. They start reading out numbers, and they're like 36A, 34A, and I'm like, hold up. None of these numbers are my number. I'm like, hey, where's when do you get to the I lot? He's like, there is not an I lot.
Uh,
And I go, what do you mean there's no I lot? That's where I parked. He goes, you couldn't have, there's not one. And I go, give me a sec. And I open up my Maps app and I realize instead of flying into Ronald Reagan International Airport, I have flown into Dulles International Airport, the other DC airport.
oh
And I
no,
have been on a bus at the wrong airport for an hour and a half.
bro, no. Oh
And
my
so
god.
I'm like, is there a way to get to Reagan from here? And they were like, well, there is a like a rail that will come tomorrow morning, or you can get an Uber. And I said, I will get a $100 Uber. You got it.
I remember a public transport story that I have is I had just gone on like a really good date with my girlfriend. This is in like the middle of winter though, and we had to take like a train, not like a train. What would I call it? Like it's called the T near Pittsburgh, but it's like I guess it's a little train, and it just takes you into the city, and like right outside of it. But we had to get on that to get into the city, and we get in there and we have the date and everything goes okay, and we're on the way back, and we get on one of the subways going back, and it drops us off at like a stop that's like 3 away from our other one, and it says this line is ending here, and we're like, no, it's not. It keeps going that way. Why is it ending here all of a sudden? And he said this was an express train, so this one ends here. You're gonna have to wait at the stop for the connection, and it'll be like another hour and 20 minutes. And I was like, there was no like indication that it was an express line or anything when you got on it at first. So we just ended up stranded there for like a solid hour. No, I think we ended up getting an Uber like 30 minutes in or something because we got frustrated. But public transport, bro, it scares me. That's the type of shit where I'm just like, I don't want to be ending up looking stupid. Like,
I will say the I mean, you lived in like Philly. You like you spent a lot of time in New York, I imagine, right?
yeah.
Like the subway, I think is fine. I never had any problems with that. But anytime I had to get on the fucking Queens bus service or any bus service in any nation ever, I'm just like, this is unusable. I mean, like I think it works if you hollow out, 10 billion miles of Earth and then you put the subway in. But I'm not getting up for the bus.
Yeah. I don't know, but it makes me think like, so we talk about how bad like the buses and stuff like that, but there really isn't, unless you have a car, there's not another alternative, bro. Like I know people that like would Uber to work because they couldn't drive, but they would Uber to work, and I'm just like, how do you make any money? Like, how is it even worth it at that point?
There was this insane tweet I read that was like, I buy an Uber Black XL every day because I want to start my day like a fucking winner. And I'm like, dude, that's like $150. Like, there's no way. It's getting really bad in a lot of cities that like weren't built to be huge metropolitan centers, but like ended up one. Like, I was born in Austin, and Austin now is like this enormous city that's like half San Fran, like tech expats, and half like acting burnout expats, and it's this huge city now, but it's not built for that many people, so their public transportation is the Austin bus service, and it's just a bus that like occasionally comes. It's like, no dude, this doesn't work. Like, I don't know what the solution would be. We would have to make just sprinkle some of those little scooters around.
Yeah, the bird scooters, that'll solve it all. When are we getting hovercrafts?
Those were fun.
Weren't we talking about like a decade ago we were going to get hovercrafts in the year of 2020? Where are those at?
What the fuck? No hovercrafts, no flying cars. What is the fucking point, man?
Honestly, bro. It sounds like the only utopia is number 39.
Oh, Jen says COVID. I don't think that's true. At the Staples I used to work out, a manager did the same thing. He said, it makes me feel like I'm a CEO. Imagine a Staples manager being like, I must arrive in the Uber Black to sell people office chairs all day. Let's go.
I don't know, bro. Some managers of like stores like that, like Staples or stuff, they have nice cars. I'll never forget, like, there's a manager of a Walgreens, and this guy had like a lime green Camaro, and it looked like one of the nicest cars I've ever seen.
I guarantee you that
manager
was the
at a
only
Walgreens,
thing he
bro.
owned in this world.
Yeah, right. Man.
I don't know. It does suck. It feels like I don't know. I working in New York around like a bunch of like legal types. There are a lot of people who have that brain disease where they're like, I have to look like a fucking epic all time. Like, man, doesn't this get exhausting for you? Aren't you ever like like I have to use an app to go log where I take?
Yeah, I can't believe like Uber became like a totally acceptable form of transportation. Like, you ever think like I was raised like not to get into strangers' cars, not to talk to strangers even, bro. Now I'm just like, Oh, let me see who's this bozo I'm getting into. Like,
Well, it's a lot because of the what we were talking about with the public transportation. It's like, what the fuck else are you gonna do, right?
why do I feel like as a kid you would have talked to strangers who offered you candy? No, I think I was okay. As an adult, I might be stupid, but as a kid, I was pretty smart. I think. As a kid, a lot of that stuff was really pushed in my school, like stranger danger
Gotta
and
give him
stuff like
some
that.
credit. Come on.
Yeah, like the Dare program. I'll say the Dare program, while it might have, in retrospect, failed at the time, I was petrified. I wasn't touching drugs as a kid, and alcohol especially not. I couldn't imagine. But even stranger danger too. Like I remember, I think I've only ran into one scenario that I think it was legitimate stranger danger. Like I was in my house with my sisters, and my parents were out. They were doing something, and we're all just hanging in there. And there's this guy, not in our backyard. We have like some woods in the backyard, right? There's like a little patch of like a forest or something, and he's in there, and we can see him, and he's looking for something, and he's like yelling up to us because he sees us in the window looking at him, and he says, "Hey, can you kids come help me find my dog?" And we said no, and we just watched him continue to putz around in the forest for a bit. I think that's probably the closest I've gotten to stranger danger. I was never approached by a van with candy before. I don't even know if that's a real thing. I feel like that's like only in movies. I don't know how I'd react though. Depends on what candy's in the van.
If you were offered candy,
Depends what's in there, bro. Like, I as a kid, like if they told me free ice cream was there, Joseph, I loved ice cream. Like, I'm just saying, bro. Like,
the caved.
I might have caved, bro. I might have caved. Did you ever have we had this really cool thing in my neighborhood. It was called what was it? Books on Wheels. Are you familiar?
Yes.
Dude, I loved that. We had it was like a truck that was like a little library, and it would come to like the top of our cul-de-sac like once a week, and you could get like books. I missed that, bro. That was fun.
You know, looking back, I don't think that was more convenient than the library.
Oh, it wasn't. Absolutely not.
But it was so fun.
Yeah, it was fun though. It was a reason to get like out of the house. I remember we would spend like everybody in the neighborhood would meet up for the Books on Wheels to come there, and we'd all hang out for a bit. That was fun.
Oh man. Now you got me looking for this fucking find it. Losing my mind. All right, okay. I should go to bed regardless.
Yeah, I gotta get off too, bro. I'm fucking beat.
It was good talking. I'm sorry I interrupted your Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, I don't care. But do you think I wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh? Please.
The fucking lost streak.
Yeah, learning from the best, bro. All right, man.
Yeah.
All right, dude. I'll talk to you later then.
Bye.
Okay. See ya.